Rage flooded me.
Why? I've already given you everything!
It felt like my blood was burning.
What more do you want?
Sienna shoved me off and gasped for air.
What I want? Do you want to know what I went through in my last life? You deserve to suffer what I did 100 times over!
So she had been reborn too. I spat out.
Sienna is my sister. I would never kill her.
I tried to explain, but Hunter wouldn't listen. I could only struggle desperately toward the shore. Yet Hunter dragged me back in the end and tortured me to death. When I opened my eyes again, I was back on the day of the pearl draw. Those who drew a red pearl would become the first female commander of the Royal Tidal Guard. Those who drew a white pearl would be sent to the Abyss Trench to serve as low-ranking scouts. In my previous life, I drew red and married Hunter Sloan, the son of the Merman King. What followed was 10 years of betrayal. Every night while I slept, they tangled together in the guest chamber next to mine.
Between my sister and me, whose body do you prefer?
Is that even a question? Come here, baby.
Later, my sister was ambushed during a mission. Abyssal demons tore her, blamed me for choosing the red pearl, claiming it led to her death. He falsified a wartime report and sold me out. The abyssal demons captured me, then he used his family's power to frame my grandfather for treason. My grandfather died in chains. Now, staring at the two shells holding the pearls, I already knew my answer. Lowering my head, tail curled beneath me, in the most respectful posture, I said,
I choose the Abyss. Let Sienna be the commander.
My grandfather stared at me in shock.
Giving up the command means giving up your marriage to Hunter. Are you sure?
Before I could answer, the door was slammed open. Hunter slipped in without warning. He pulled Sienna straight into his arms.
Sienna, thank the gods you're alive.
Hunter Sloan's voice was hoarse. He looked at her like she was a priceless relic he had nearly lost. In front of my grandfather, Hunter dropped low, tail coiled tightly beneath him, his forehead touching the ground 3 times.
Lord Calloway, the one I truly want to marry is Sienna. I know I'm already engaged to Quinn, but I don't love her. Please, let me form a true bond with Sienna.
That was when it hit me. Hunter had been reborn too. Even hearing it from his own mouth, my chest still burned as if scorched by salt water. I hid my shock and reached out to help him up. He slapped my hand away, his voice thick with disgust.
Don't touch me. I've only ever loved Sienna. Don't get the wrong idea.
My grandfather cut in.
Quinn is going to the Abyss. You two can set a date for the ceremony.
Hunter froze for a moment, then broke into a wide smile, pulling Sienna closer.
I can finally bond with you!
The tenderness in his eyes was so full it was almost overflowing. I watched silently. That warmth had once been mine fine. It didn't matter. I already had a better plan they'd see soon enough. Once the hall fell quiet, I escorted my grandfather back to his room.
Grandfather, if I meet someone suitable on the front edges, I'll marry there.
He was silent for a long time.
Just stay safe.
He finally said.
That's all I ask.
I looked at his bent back, and before I could stop it, my eyes began to sting. In my last life, he'd kept me close after the wedding so he could look after me. This time, I was the one who was going to protect him. I quickly completed my registration with the National Guard. On my way home, I stopped by the Coral Market to buy my grandfather's favorite sweets and began planning what came next. A war was about to erupt in the Abyssal Trench, with heavy casualties. I had to use my memories from my past life to change the outcome, and the key to that was finding the fat shark working in the seaweed kitchen, Jace Sheridan. Just as I was wondering how to locate him, I ran into Hunter and Sienna at the open market. When Sienna fawned over the newest tide mirror, he didn't complain once. In my previous life, I had begged him for weeks to come pick out a wedding dress with me. Every time, he brushed me off, saying he was busy serving the guard. In the end, I bought everything myself and carried it home alone. Yet here he was, leisurely strolling through the market with Sienna.
Hunter, nobles shouldn't show off. But I love these veils so much. What should I do?
Hunter's expression was gentle, without the slightest resistance.
Sienna, if you like them, I'll buy them all.
I gave a bitter smile, everything I had done for him before, completely worthless. I turned to leave, but Sienna spotted me. She pulled Hunter along, a smug smile on her face.
Quinn, what are you doing here?
Grandfather already picked the wedding date. You're my sister. You have to come.
I avoided looking at their clasped hands and kept my tone steady.
I still need to prepare for deployment. I think if you don't come, I'll burn your mother's memorial conger.
My vision went dark. Sienna and I shared the same father but not the same mother. After my mother died, that conch was the only thing I had left of her. Sienna knew that. That's why threatening it always worked. I nodded. Just as I was about to leave, she called out again. Her gaze flicked to the pearl pendant at my neck. She smiled sweetly.
Hunter doesn't quite have enough for the moon prism. Why not use your little pendant as collateral?
My face went cold, my voice hoarse.
If you can't afford it, don't buy it. This pendant is old. It's worthless.
Hunter spoke up.
Sienna. We can use a shell harp instead. Same effect.
So Hunter wasn't completely without feeling toward me. He knew exactly what that pendant meant to me.
Quinn, are you upset because Hunter and I are close?
But Sienna's eyes welled with tears.
I just wanted a gift from you to bless our bond.
Her voice trembling.
You can't even give me that?
She turned away, shoulders trembling. A heartbreaking sight. Hunter couldn't stand to see her upset. His expression turned cold instantly. Ordered me.
Give it to her.
I refused instinctively. Hunter lashed out with his tail, striking my ribs. I crashed into the coral. He ripped the pendant from my neck and shoved it into Sienna's hands. A cold smile curled at her lip. She opened it, took out my mother's photograph, and crushed it into powder right in front of me. I lunged forward, but it was too late. My mother's image flickered in the current, then scattered into nothing. Something inside me snapped. I slapped Sienna hard. She clutched her cheek, feigning shock, then began spinning lies.
Quinn, why would you give me a memorial photo as a wedding gift? I know you love Hunter, but you can't use something like that to sabotage us.
A crowd gathered, as whispers, pointing fingers.
She's after her own sister's fiancé? Disgusting. What kind of mermaid curses her sister's engagement day?
I heard none of it. I collapsed to the ground, scooping up the drifting dust with trembling hands. Hunter stood over me, looking down.
Don't think I'll pity you, Quinn. You know what I'm capable of.
I didn't answer. Slowly, I lifted myself into the water and addressed the crowd.
I, Quinn Calloway, swear here and now, I have no feelings for Hunter Sloan. I'm going to the abyssal. From this day forward, we go our separate ways.
I went to a healer to have my wounds treated. By the time I returned home, Sienna was already in the dining hall. Grandfather wasn't there. He had gone to the Sloan estate to handle the marriage arrangements. Sienna looked up at me as if nothing had happened. She looked happy, as though the scene she had staged at the market an hour ago didn't exist at all. I walked straight back to my room. The pearl cabinet stood open. A sense of dread hit me instantly. The conch was gone. I lost control. I rushed out, grabbed Sienna by the collar, and slammed her to the ground. My vision went black. I punched her once, twice again. I screamed. My hands clamped around her throat. I wanted her dead.
Where is my memory, Conch? Burned it.
Blood traced a thin line from the corner
Threw
of
it into
Sienna's
the
mouth.
seaweed furnace.
But her eyes gleamed with triumph.
Your mother was such a kind woman. Even when she was dying, she still lit fires to keep me warm.
Rage flooded me.
Why? I've already given you everything!
It felt like my blood was burning.
What more do you want?
Sienna shoved me off and gasped for air.
What I want? Do you want to know what I went through in my last life? You deserve to suffer what I did 100 times over!
So she had been reborn too. I spat out blood and glared at her.
Last time, grandfather didn't cheat. You died because of your own stupidity. Still talking tough, huh?
Sienna forced out a twisted smile. Before I could react, she yanked me closer and struck me hard across the face. Before I could pull back, a kick slammed into my spine. I crashed onto the reef. A heavy stool came down on my head. Hunter's eyes were bloodshot as he loomed over me, cursing. I couldn't hear a word. He pulled Sienna into his arms, his hands trembling as he checked her injuries. Then he slammed a shell bowl onto the table, pressed its jagged edge against my throat. The dizzy I could hear him.
Quinn, don't fool yourself into thinking I still love you. Touch Sienna again and I wouldn't mind killing you again.
I lay on the floor, watching them cling to each other. Nausea churned in my stomach. I crawled toward the furnace. The seaweed flames had already gone cold. Hunter dragged Sienna over and stomped hard on my already broken
Did I
hand.
say you could leave? Apologize to Sienna. Now.
The pain was unbearable. I lifted my head, looking at Hunter's twisted face. I muttered. The bandage on my head was soaked through. He didn't hear me. He just kept demanding that I apologize. I gave up, I collapsed. Darkness swallowed everything. Eventually, Hunter lost interest. He left me in the ashes and swam away with Sienna. When I woke, Grandfather still hadn't returned. I did everything I could to bandage myself, then dragged my battered body into the current, rushing toward the abyssal trench. Time was running out. I had to find Jace Sheridan. The current carried me to the trench outpost, and then I blacked out again. When I came around, an ugly, overweight shark man was sitting beside me. My heart pounded as I called his name.
Jace Sheridan.
The shark flinched, its dark eyes fixed on me warily.
Who are you? How do you know my name?
My tail turned into 2 human legs with a sickening crunch. I sliced my wrists open. Let the writhing shadows drink. I mastered blood sorcery in 3 months, a magic most humans never master in a lifetime. I clawed my way to the capital, Aurelia.
That pearl is inside her! Split her open and take it! Here, deliver this to the Queen and be done with it. Look! There's still one that got away!
I watched my own sister be killed right before my eyes.
Since you can't bear to leave, then stay forever! Arrows! Shoot her down! Wipe out every last trace!
A sky-blotting volley of arrows tore through the air. I plunged into the water, swimming for my life. I hid beneath a dark reef. Blood stung my eyes as my tears hardened into Siren's grief pearls, each one deep red with blood. Nerissa's last words echoed in my head.
Live, Serena. Whatever it takes. Live.
Legend has it that deep in the abyss of light live the Sirens, and within their queen resides a flawless tide pearl. Whoever possessed it would gain eternal beauty and youth. Isolde grew obsessed. To please him, King Aldrich sent his men and wizards to cut open Nerissa's body and take her tidal pearl. That day, the sea ran red. My people floated everywhere, their bellies split open. They knew the Siren Queen carried a legendary tide pearl. They had no idea there were 2 of us, twin-born queens. The other queen was born with the Siren's allure. Her blood could sustain 1,000 shadow familiars. That queen was me. I dragged myself onto the shore. The pain ate at my bones. I gritted my teeth and sang the old Siren curse. My tail turned into 2 human legs with a sickening crunch. I sliced my wrists open. Let the writhing shadows drink. I mastered blood sorcery in 3 months, a magic most humans never master in a lifetime. I clawed my way to the capital, Aurelia. I slipped into the ivory palace disguised as a court dancer. I handed a greedy servant a bag of my Siren's grief pearls. Soon, I had eyes on King Aldrich's every move. At night, the moonlight spread across the shore as I danced over the waters of Mirror Lake.
You dance like no one I've ever seen. Who are you?
It's a dance from my homeland. Few ever get to see it.
The Queen loves to dance too. The midsummer court is coming up. Perhaps you shall dance for her at the feast.
Your Majesty, I didn't realize who you were. Please forgive me.
No need to apologize, my lady. Just don't disappoint me. Or the Queen.
I accepted. As Aldrich turned his back, I stirred my fingers. A tiny shadow familiar burrowed silently into his skin. By noon the next day, all of Ivory Palace was talking about the king meeting a beautiful dancer by the lake. By sunset, even the stable boys had their own version of the story. A sharp knock came at my door. It was Queen Isolde's mistress of the household. They marched me right to Queen Isolde. That was her, the woman who slaughtered my people and killed Nerissa, all for a single tide pearl.
This is what my husband sends me? A scarred little creature from the gutter?
Before stepping inside, I used a glamour weaver to hide my face under a grotesque mask of fake whip scars and pockmarks. Isolde was deadly jealous. If she saw my real face, I'd never survive the night.
Rest assured, Your Grace. I shall wear a veil. You won't have to endure my face for long.
Very well. Looking like that, you couldn't cause a ripple in a bathtub. I'll accept Aldrich's gift.
Isolde waved her hand. The mistress of the household dragged me out. Right outside the doors, I ran straight into Aldrich. He took one look at me. This scarred, ruined face looked nothing like the girl from the lake, but my scent gave me away. He instantly knew I was fighting for my life.